Hey, everybody. How are we doing today? Hibiscus Moon here. All right, let me get situated and you can all tell me how everything sounds, if my mic is working, and all of that. And a big thank you to the moderators, those of you who volunteered to moderate. Hi, Jinjin. Hello, Mother Moorhen. Hi, Hope. Hi. Okay, great to see you all here. All right, so today's topic, obviously, I'll put it in there, is clear quartz healing properties, correspondences, and meanings. If you don't know who I am, and I popped up in your feed, I'm Hibiscus Moon. I'm the founder of the Hibiscus Moon Crystal Academy, where I certify people as crystal healers and teach all aspects of working with crystals. So we're going to discuss metaphysical properties, scientific properties, quartz geology, chakra uses, and some really important quartz formations. So you can know how to work with this crystal effectively with quartz. And this is a specimen that I absolutely love. It's a cluster. It's got some fairy dusting on it there. It's quite clear. It's from Arkansas, and I really, really love it. And we're also going to be doing a juicy giveaway. I know you guys ask about those all the time. This is a really good one. It's worth $97. It's my class elective crystal formations. 2 of you are going to get that today. All right. While I adjust my screen because it's looking a little funky here. I was going to say funny, funky. The question of the day, whether you're in the replay or you're live, would you please answer, how many pieces of clear quartz do you think you have in your collection? I'm curious to know how many pieces of clear quartz. Okay, so let me just adjust this a little bit. Sorry, guys. Should have done this beforehand. I think this will be good. Yes. Okay. All right. So let me just jump over there and see. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of you guys in here today. Awesome. This is fun. We're going to have a party. We are going to have a party. Oh, we got all kinds of numbers here, 5 to 7, 15 or so. Yeah, if you asked me that question, I was like, is this a good question to ask people? I have no flippin' clue. I got a lot. Let's just say that. And I'm not going to go around counting it all. All right. So if you click on the link in the description box below, you might want to do that, whether you're replay or live, and just have it in a screen, a separate screen, because that's going to take you to the companion blog post. And this week, it's a good one. So you might want to just have that in the background somewhere. There's extra links and really good resources in there for you that go along with today's topic. And while you're there, if you haven't done so already, you can sign up for my newsletter, because next week I'm going to be sharing my Crystal Formations media playlist. Most of it is YouTube videos, but it's a really good playlist. So if you, and they're just, I did them as individual videos, so you can just click on the ones you want. You don't have to watch the whole playlist, because I know that can be annoying. I love YouTube, but yeah, I know all the little ins and outs on that kind of stuff and what I would like, what I'd prefer. So if you'd also like to receive that, you got to be subscribed to my newsletter. So make sure you're subscribed. When you go to click on the link in the description box, and you'll see at the top in the header, you enter your info, click yes, please, and you're in. Okay, you're subscribed. Okay, so to continue this topic further, if you want to really dive deep into it, and you might find reasons why today, I have a class elective, and that's the one we're going to do in the giveaway. It's called Crystal Formations. It's all about many, many, many different individual crystal formations. Do you know about them? Do you know about their enhanced benefits, their different meanings, the master crystals? All the master crystals are clear quartz. They have very special properties. So if you want to know about them, know how to access different crystal formations, power, and basically untapped potential, you might want to know how to identify them. Go to hibiscusmoon.com. That's my website. Then go to learn, then crystal classes, and there's crystal formations. And I'm giving away 2 of those class electives today. That's a $97 value for each of those. Okay, so clear quartz metaphysical properties. Let's see, I just want to hold one while we're talking about it. This stone, crystal, mineral is really held in high regard for its crystal clear clarity. And so, like, here's the best example I have of this here today. And really powerful crystal healing properties, and it's very versatile, which makes it a popular favorite. Some of these crystal healing properties that we like to use clear crystal quartz for, look at the fairy dusting on this. I mean, can you see that? Is amplification. We like to use it to radiate energy. This specimen right here is perfect for that because it's got points radiating in all different directions. A sphere would be great for that as well. It's an excellent energy conductor. We use it in physics and technology for that purpose. But it's good in the metaphysical realm as an energy conductor too, obviously. It's a clarifier. It helps to clear things out, clear your mind, clear energy. It's wonderful for purifying. It's highly versatile, like I said before, and it's an abundant supply. There's a lot of quartz on the planet. We're going to get a little bit more into that in just a bit. So clear quartz is your general all-around, just fantabulous crystal to have on hand because of that versatility that I talked about. And you can use it for all sorts of crystal energy work. It's sort of like your all-purpose go-to crystal, okay? So if you're into crystals and somehow you don't have a clear quartz in your collection, you definitely want to get one into your collection. So when we say that it's an amplifier, what did I mean by that? It means that it can make the energy or make other crystal work, energy work that you're doing even more effective by amplifying the energy. So often when I do a crystal grid, I like to include, I don't always do it, but I like to include clear quartz because it helps to amplify and make that work even more effective. Okay. And I talked about it's a clarifier, which means that it can help you gain clarity if you need it, clarity of mind. For example, if you need to meditate on something or you need clarity around a subject, clear quartz is a great stone to have on hand for that. Okay, so let's get into the scientific properties a little bit. You know, I wouldn't leave that out, right? So this mineral, crystal, it has both electrical properties as well as heat resistance. So why do we care about that? Well, that makes quartz ideal for so many technological uses. And they go with clear quartz rather than other different types of quartz because, like, say, amethyst or citrine, because those have different minute inclusions in them. All right. So it has some really impressive physical properties, quartz does. And that makes it a really potent energy conductor. Okay. What are some of those properties that it has? And these are physics properties: piezoelectric, pyroelectric, triboluminescence. All three of those are fascinating. I don't know, to me, maybe that's because I'm a total geek, but I think they're extremely fascinating. And I dive deep into each one of those in that companion blog post, which is linked in the description box below. Remember I said you want to have that open on the side? You can dive into that later or whenever you want. Have fun exploring each of those topics. I even demonstrate the triboluminescence for you, which is so wild, so cosmic. Whew, it's amazing. You got to check it out. All right. So some people who are super sensitive can even experience, because these are electrical properties, right? A physical jolt from the electrical voltage, because piezoelectricity, pyroelectricity, these are electrical properties. All right. And there's an electrical voltage potential. And some sensitive people can actually experience that in their hand when they hold or squeeze a clear quartz crystal. Have any of you ever experienced that before? Pop it into the chat if you have. I'd love to know. So, and some people sense it as just like a light tingling, kind of like you know, when you get an electrical shock and you didn't quite get the full-on shock, you got the tingle, the strong buzz and not the full-on shock. Yep, so many people saying, yep, that's me. Yes. Okay, well, that can totally happen. And there's a scientific physics reason why. I just told you. So all of these scientific properties, plus my experience and research, as well as my students' experience and research, and then that of the clients that they work on, you know, it ripples out. This leads me to believe that quartz is the most powerful crystal to work with. And I did a very popular blog post, YouTube video on that, why I think quartz is the most powerful crystal. Again, it's linked in the companion blog post in the description box. I've seen these crystals actually completely transform lives. All right. I've been like witness, front row seat to that kind of stuff because I have a unique perspective. I get to do that while also acting as a catalyst for just big changes, huge changes with people. All right. Thank you so much for being an admin, guys, and doing a wonderful job. Those are volunteers, and sometimes my team jumps in here too, and I'm so appreciative to you guys. I see what you're doing. All right, so silicon dioxide. Let's see, we'll go with this guy, and I'll explain to you a little bit more about this guy. He's well, okay, I don't want to jump ahead. Let's stay on topic. Quit squirreling. All right, so silicon dioxide, also known as silica. You may have heard it called silica. Some of us take silica internally. You're drinking your clear quartz crystals if you're doing that, or you take the powder. I do it. I love it. It's a necessary mineral for us. Also known as quartz. It's part of the trigonal crystal system. It's actually trigonal crystal system, and then the some people call it a subsystem. I call it actually an additional crystal system, the hexagonal crystal system. And it actually has a hexagonal crystal structure. The crystal structure doesn't always match the system. Okay. And that's evidenced in the 6 sides that you see on a well-formed quartz. Okay, there's always 6 sides, but sometimes one of the facets doesn't fully form. So it's very small or short. If you want to look at any of your quartz right now, you'll notice that it has this hexagonal 6-sided structure if it has a point, a natural point on it, okay? Not a cut and polished. They can do anything they want with a cut and polish. They usually try to mimic a natural one though. It has a Mohs hardness of 7, which makes it pretty durable. Okay, so that's why we like to, I am so sorry. That's why we like to use it in jewelry. Okay, now there are many lovely, wonderful, practical cut and polished pieces. But it's really easy to find a rough, raw, natural point in clear quartz. Okay, and if you're using it for energy work, I prefer a rough, natural piece. Okay, not to say that cut and polished can't come in handy. It absolutely can for different practical reasons. All right, but I don't want to get off track on that now. So where does quartz come from? Well, usually I can give you like a set of localities where it's common, but clear quartz, and here's something interesting, in the form of silica, is the most abundant mineral on our planet. More than 90% of our planet's crust is made of silicate minerals. And I always say this, that's no coincidence. Okay, guys, that quartz in all its many different forms, all the silicate minerals, the silica, the straight up clear quartz, and then you got the rose quartz, you've got smoky quartz, citrine, green aventurine, your jaspers, and all that stuff. Those are all silicates. It's so accessible to us, both plentiful and relatively low cost. And I don't think that's a coincidence or just happenstance. I actually live really close to a beach made up of almost 100% quartz sand. That's how pure it is. And that's Siesta Key, if you want to look it up online. And actually, I give you a really interesting link in the companion blog post in the description box below. Amazing energy there. There's actually amazing energy at all the beaches here in Southwest Florida because we have a very high silica content. I love living here, and it's no wonder. If you watch my Instagram stories, I'm always playing out in nature and putting my feet in the sand and doing some amazing earthing, and the earthing here is amazing. How can it not be? It's almost 100% clear quartz, the sand. And that's because, okay, now I'm getting off on a tangent here. The geological reason for that is it's erosion from silica formations, rocks, mountains, and things that are above the Gulf Coast, above the Gulf of Mexico. And millennia ago, it eroded into the Gulf and somehow piled up in these barrier islands and on our beaches and created these barrier islands like Sanibel Island, Captiva Island, Pine Island, Siesta Key, and there's a chain if you look at the Gulf, and those are quartz-based beaches and chains. Okay, so that's not the only place where that's happened. Clear quartz is widely available on our planet. So I'm not going to list out all the various places where it can be found. It can be found everywhere. I mean, just look on like a mine or a map, or Google it and see if there's quartz mining nearby you, or maybe within like a good road trip drive. You might find a really cool place. Okay, so in my opinion, if you're looking for like the highest quality, the best, most beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, most powerful quartz, and this is my opinion, okay? It's not like set in stone. You might have a different opinion, and that's wonderful, okay? But if you're going to ask me, I'm going to tell you it comes from the Mount Ida region in Arkansas. I was drawn to that place. I knew there was a reason why. A few years back, was it 2015, I think now? Okay, 4 years back. My husband, Frankie, and I, we actually did an RV mining road trip. We rented an RV. We went and did some mining in different places. And I didn't care where else we ended up. We made 2 trips to Graceland. I love Elvis. And I got like sidetracked. Well, we had to go through Memphis to get there. But anyway, okay. So stick to the topic. I vlogged that whole experience. It was a bucket list experience for me. It's in a blog post called The Best Crystal Mining Adventure Ever. And again, I link to that in the companion blog post. So if you want to find out more about that, I'll stop talking about it, going on and on. But it was so amazing. And if you get to do it, go do it. Okay. So if you're liking this topic, please like, comment, and share this video out. You guys know how this works. That tells YouTube that you like this content, you'd like to see more like this, whether it's from me or other people. And also subscribe to my channel if you didn't do that already. And click the bell so you get notified whenever I go live, okay? All right, next we're going to go into just a few crystal formations, because there's a lot of them. We're going to discuss record keepers, double terminated, and hydros. We're going to talk about chakra association with clear quartz. Why do we care about some of the things that I'm talking about? Why is it important? We're going to do that giveaway. Okay, 2 of you. Oh, and to do the giveaway, how do we do this? Well, most of you know how it works, but some of you might be new. Go to my last video, which was, what was it entitled? Oh my gosh, maybe someone can help me out in the comments. Open house. Okay, so it was my open house video. Go to that video and comment, and you're entered. Oh, you have to be subscribed. So please subscribe to my channel and comment on my last video, the open house video, and you're entered. And the giveaway is I'm going to be giving away 2 crystal formations class electives. It's a really juicy class elective. Okay, you're going to learn about a lot of different crystal formations, especially clear quartz, why they're important, how to effectively use them, how to identify them, all that stuff. Really juicy class elective. That's a $97 value. All right, and then we'll do some Q&A. Okay, how does that sound? All right, so remember, if you want to, okay, I just okayed a comment there. Something was being hidden for some weird reason. Sometimes things get hidden. You guys didn't say anything bad. I don't know. There's bots like hiding stuff in here, guys. You know, our world is run by bots, unfortunately. Or maybe that's good in some ways. I shouldn't say unfortunately. Nothing is unfortunate. Everything is as it should be. It's only our perceptions, as Jackie, Mother Moon Monastery, if you want to follow a good YouTube channel, talks about all the time. I love listening to her musings because she says such wise things. Nothing is bad. It's how we perceive it that makes it bad, right? What do you think about that? All right, so click on the link in the description box below. That's going to take you to that companion blog post that I keep referring you to. And it's not for any other reason that I could not dump every single detail into this blog post. If there's rabbit holes you want to dive down, I linked to all those little rabbit holes you can dive down, okay? There's lots of extra links, lots of extra resources in there for you, and you can sign up for my newsletter, because remember, next week, I'm going to be sharing my Crystal Formations media playlist. So if you want to get that, you need to be subscribed to my newsletter, all right? And you can do that at the top in the header, put your info in, subscribe, you're going to get it, okay? All right, so continue. Oh, you know what? Let me drink some water before I get started on some more. Hi, Sonal, I see you there. Okay, so Oh, and if you want to dive into this topic even further, did I just talk about this? My crystal formations elective? I did. It's all about individual crystal formations, why they have enhanced benefits, meanings of them. And we're going to get into some crystal formations right now. They're very special properties, especially those master crystals. All the master crystals are clear quartz. Do you know what the master crystals are? Do you know how many there are? Do you know how to work with them? They're all clear quartz. Okay, so there is no smoky quartz master crystal. And I go into all of that. So you can learn how to identify them and all of that. And to find that class, if you just want to purchase it, or if you didn't win it here at the end, if you do win it, I'll refund you, of course. Hibiscusmoon.com, then go to learn, then go to crystal classes, and voila, there it is. And I'm going to give away 2 of those today. Hey, Jessica, thanks for moderating. Hi, Yuri, the Fury Fox, or the Furry Fox. Sorry. Is that slash in your avatar? I can't see too well. It looks like slash. Okay, so quartz formations, let's get into that. Perhaps because it's not so abundant, or because it is so abundant, all right, and it grows in so many different kinds of environments. Clear quartz has this unique ability, or because of the abundance, the opportunity, the freedom to form in lots of different environments and lots of different configurations, all right, let alone the shades of quartz, which will, maybe we'll get into that if we have time, like the rose quartz, amethyst, all of that. So in the Book of Stones, which is a book that is required reading for my students in my Certified Crystal Healer course, in that book, we use it as a reference text. There are over 15 variations of clear quartz formations, and that's not all of them. There's just 15 that they chose to cover there. And I could go on here, on and on and on. We could sit here all day talking about all the different quartz formations, and that sounds like fun, but I don't know how long I'd last. After these things, I have so much fun doing these, but then I need to go decompress and relax a little bit after these, because it's a lot of energy, but it's fun to play in for a little while. And then me being an introvert, I can handle things for 2 hours, 2.5 hours max, and then I need to go be by myself. Anybody else? Can you relate? Can you relate? Can't relate? All right, but I'm just going to stick to a few of the quartz formations. These are the ones that I get asked about most often, okay? A lot of you can relate, okay? You feel me on that? All right. Now, if you want to dig deeper, I'm not going to discuss this again. Okay, so I don't want to get too off track. All right, so let's stick to these 3. All right, so let's take a look, which we'll do. All right, this one, I'm sorry, is not clear quartz, but I tried using it on the camera with clear quartz, and it was really hard to view. We're going to talk about record keepers, all right? First, I'm going to show you one, and this is on an amethyst point, so it is clear quartz, and I hope you're going to be able to see it, okay? I mean, it's not clear quartz. It is quartz with iron inclusions, making it amethyst. You guys know Amy Bro, right? This is Amy Bro. He's been with me a long time. If you don't know him, welcome. Here's your introduction. But he's got a really good record keeper, and because of the purple hue, it makes it easier for me to show it to you. So let me adjust my camera here so I can see what hopefully you're seeing. Okay, so see this triangular indentation? It's actually 2 triangles fused in together, and he's got lots more on him. That's not, is that one? Hold on. Yes. Oh, this is heavy, guys. All right, right there. Oh, okay, and there's more smaller ones, but I'm going to leave it at that. And Amy Bro, you are getting put down. Oh, got to use my muscles today. All right. So what are record keepers? They can be raised. They can be facing upwards or downwards. These are sunken and they're facing downwards, okay? And there is different information to be had depending on raised, sunken, upwards, downwards. There's all said, though, to hold information, important information for the person working with the crystal. All right, a record keeper crystal is when you've got that triangle on the face of the crystal, not on, okay, so not on the shaft of the crystal, but on one of the facets, okay? 'Cause sometimes we can see quote unquote record keepers on shafts, but that's not a technical record keeper. It needs to be on the facet, okay? And like I said, it can be indented or raised. It can be facing upwards or downwards. Sometimes they look more like a curved arrowhead rather than a perfectly straight angled triangle, but it has to appear on one of the crystal's facets, all right? Now, sometimes and often we see triangles in rubies because they easily form there. It's due to the inherent sacred geometry in rubies, but those are not considered to be true record keepers. True record keepers are on quartz, okay? And on the facet, like I said. I feel very strongly that crystal record keepers give us so much important information, and it's a really, there's a record keeper on this one that I just realized that I never saw before. It's a great opportunity for us to tap into and bond with the crystal in a really special way. So, and like I mentioned before, record keepers, these shapes, the hexagons, the triangles, this all has a deep connection to sacred geometry, which carries deeply coded and profound information for us, just in case you're not sure, like, why is sacred geometry a thing? Why are we talking about it? There's deeply coded, ancient, and when I'm talking ancient, I'm talking like 13.5 billion years old and maybe beyond information, sacred information. Okay, but don't let me digress on that. I've got a class elective on that too if you want to learn about sacred geometry and crystals. But anyway, all right, so double terminated quartz. I just had that one in my hand. All right. It's gorgeous. It's a piece of, I mean, it's just absolute beauty, right? It's reached this terminated point on each end, as you can see. That's because it didn't grow attached to a rock matrix like this. You can see here, this is where this piece, this cluster was attached to the rock matrix. So the only way for the silica, for the supersaturated solution that made the quartz to grow was outward in these directions, right? This crystal probably grew in some soft clay. It grew in a very rough environment, I can tell, because it's got a lot of inclusions, a lot of veils, but it was free to form a termination on both ends. And if the crystal grows in the right environment, it naturally will do that, all right? So that means that its crystal axis, the C axis, the energy actually runs in both directions. All right. So I like to use these double terminated quartz to direct energy in two directions at once. Okay. This is ideal for clearing blockages of energies between two chakras. So if you've got a blockage happening here between the heart and the throat, this is going to allow the energy to run in two different directions. Makes sense, right? So also something else you can do is you can hold one of these formations. This is something Lisa on Team HM brought in because she does crystal yoga classes and meditations and stuff, amazing stuff. She's in Colorado. If you hold one of these formations, the double terminated, in each hand while totally relaxing, okay, it's going to help you in your meditation practice. So give that a try. That's an action tip for you today. Also, you can use one on the third eye or the crown of your head to connect you with your higher self and create like a cosmic funnel to source energy. All right, you can do that during a crystal healing session or during crystal meditation. I do crystal meditation every single morning, and I cannot sing the praises of it enough. Okay. Next, I want to talk about anhydro quartz. How many of you have an anhydro quartz in your collection? All right, I'll show you this one real quick, but I don't know if we're going to pick it up. And I've got a big one, a big anhydro quartz to show you. Okay, so I don't know if we can see. There's like a black square here where I had with permanent marker kind of outlined where the anhydro bubble is because I tend to forget, but that's not showing up. All right, so let's try this one. This is big, and I left a little sticker where the seller put agua on the sticker so that we could see this. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to see this. Now, this is a giant. Okay, it's self-healed. It looks like it was working its way to double termination. This is smoky actually too. It's not clear quartz, and I've been meaning to clean him for the longest time, and then I want to name him, or it's a him, after I clean him, but I just keep working with him all the time. Right now, this is like my favorite. I keep working with him all the time. Ooh, okay, that was wild. I felt a pulse. I felt like one of those piezoelectric pulses when I went like this on him. This crystal is so cool that I cannot put him down long enough to do the things with him that I want to do. So maybe I shouldn't. I want to get like all this stuff off of him, and it's not dust. It's embedded rock, and I can do that with an oxalic acid bath, and I don't mind doing that with my crystals. But anyway, all right, let's see the anhydro bubble, right? You're like, come on, quit talking, lady. Let me see this bubble of water. Okay. Can you see it right there? Guys, tell me in the chat if you can see it moving, because I'm not able to see because I'm behind the crystal. It's really hard with a light colored crystal. Someone said yes, someone said they can't, that I need to get closer. There. Did you see it? Okay, you saw it. These crystals are giants and they're killing my arms. Okay, so you saw it. All right, good. All right, so that means there's water trapped in the crystal, okay? And hydro means water within. All right, so there's water or some other usually liquid substance. It's usually water with other inclusions and things in there, and it's enclosed within a bubble. All right, so the water got trapped while the supersaturated crystal solution grew around it, and it trapped it in this bubble. And it's exciting to see those and find them. And the exciting thing about these bubbles is when you tilt the crystal back and forth, like I was just doing, you see that liquid sloshing back and forth in its tiny little millions, billions of year old cave. All right. Now, I did a really old video featuring an anhydro crystal, but it's still a good video, but it's super old. It was like back in the days when I just showed my hands, and I linked to that in the companion blog post, which is linked in the description box below. So it's just, I think it's so cool to think about that water trapped inside the crystal and becoming encased there millions of years ago when the crystal formed. And whatever like was in the environment is trapped there forever in that bubble. And why do we want to work with anhydros metaphysically? Well, when we want to cleanse, clear, purge, purify energy of any sort, anhydro. That's the one you want to work with. I also think it pumps up the power of the crystal quite a bit. And that's why this guy is so amazing for me to work with. I love working with him. He's like my favorite crystal to work with these days. I can't put him down long enough, like I said, to do anything like, practical with him. I'm always working with him. All right, so the chakra associations, you probably already know this one, but as I teach in my Certified Crystal Healer course, a natural clear quartz point comes in very handy for directing energy to bring a chakra back into balance. It's also good, like I said before, for removing those blockages between chakras. And just getting that energy flowing back and forth, all right, purifying, clearing. Clear quartz, we discussed before, it's like a multi-purpose, do-it-all kind of a tool. And I know some people are funny about that word tool because it makes it sound like we're using something. But in physics, the actual definition of tool means something that allows you to get the work done with less effort. And so I always feel like I'm working with the crystal. I'm not telling the crystal what to do. I'm not programming it with what to do. I'm working with the crystal, with my intentions, And so I use the word tool as just to convey what I'm talking about. It makes the work easier. I could do the work without the crystals, but working with the crystals allows me to do the work easier. It's that physics definition. I don't know another word to use for tool. If you know another one, I know some people are like, it's not a tool. We don't use them. You know, it's semantics, guys. You know what I'm getting at. We're working with the crystal. So I just want to make that clear. All right. And there's other teachers that teach it in different ways, and that's great. If that resonates with you, you go with that. No, I'm not telling you, I'm not saying that's wrong. That's the wrong way. And what I'm talking about is the right way. I never say that. I never say that. All right. Now, because crystal clear quartz, though, is like that multi-purpose tool, and you can use it for clearing out, working with all kinds of energy, I feel it's a really useful one to have on hand for working with all the chakras. All right. Not necessarily like only one, but if you had to pick one chakra, and the one crystal that I tell my students to use for the clear quartz, for the crown chakra, is the clear quartz. Okay. It's what resonates best with the crown chakra. Well, not best. I shouldn't say best, but it's easy to obtain, relatively inexpensive, and one that works wonderfully well. It resonates very well with the crown chakra. So it best, okay, yeah, I don't want to go because now I can start me on any little like detour, and I could go down that rabbit hole, and we don't want to be here all day. I want to honor your time as well as my own. All right. So why do we care about all this stuff that I'm talking about? So I feel that understanding, at least on, even on a surface level or on a really deep level, the power that crystals have, that it can be proven scientifically and measured scientifically. Okay. Not always can we, and I'm not saying that you have to be able to measure something in a scientific way for it to be real. I don't ever say that. Not everything can be measured. We don't yet have the technology to measure everything. But in this case, when we're talking about clear quartz, it can be proven scientifically and it can be scientifically measured. All right. It's taught in a physics classroom. I taught it. It's taught in a college level physics classroom, and it's used in our technology. All right. So understanding this stuff is the key to two things: getting others to accept it as a real deal healing modality. Would you agree with me on that? You start telling them about all these scientific properties, and then they're like, oh. And the second thing is giving crystal healers, or those that work with crystal energy, the confidence that sometimes we lack, right? Sometimes we're like, oh, someone may think it's airy-fairy, but understanding these principles, they won't think that, right? Not to mention that the physical properties of certain crystals are really beneficial to our energy fields, but we know that, right? So in my Hibiscus Moon method, I teach a very specific technique in detail that allows our certified crystal healers to tap into all the power that's inherently built into the quartz, those quartz properties we discussed earlier. And I teach them about the physics behind why it works. We actually involve a physical transducing aspect. That's a physics aspect. And that we allow that to play a big role in how we do crystal therapy, alongside the crystal metaphysical properties too, of course. So, okay, so again, click in the description box below. That's going to take you to the companion blog post where all the extra links, the rabbit holes, the resources, and all that stuff is there for you. You can sign up for my newsletter while you're there, because next week, my newsletter subscribers, I'm going to be sharing with you my Crystal Formations Media playlist. So if you want to get that, you got to be subscribed to my newsletter. So just enter your info and click yes, please. It's in the banner at the top of my website, hibiscusmoon.com, or just click in the description box below. All right. Again, please like, comment, and share this video out if you liked this content. We're going to do that giveaway in a little bit. That tells YouTube that you like it. It will show the video more to other people. And subscribe to my channel if you aren't already subscribed, and click the bell so you get notified whenever I go live. All right. Now, what am I giving away? If you got here late, giving away 2 of my Crystal Formations class electives. So if you want to know more crystal formations. We just went over 3 today, and you want to know why they have enhanced benefits, how to effectively work with them, their meanings, their properties. Do you know about the master crystals? Know how to access their power and their untapped potential, because you could have them in your collections and there's potential there, but it's untapped because you don't know how to work with them. You don't even know about some of these, possibly. Maybe you know about all of them. How to identify them and all that. Go to my website, hibiscusmoon.com, go to learn, crystal classes, and crystal formations is there. Okay, I'm going to give away 2 of these right now. The way you entered is you commented on my last video, which was open house. All right. And you're subscribed. Please subscribe to my channel and then hang out. We're going to do a little bit of Q&A. All right. I feel like I went longer today. Oh my goodness. We're at 40 minutes already. I did. I went long. All right. So give you just another few seconds there to do the comment if you didn't get a chance to do it. So you're entered. And I'm going to write the winners down and send it off to Alyssa, our wonderful customer service person, so she knows who the 2 winners are. All right. So I'm going to load the comments in this YouTube random comment picker here. And then we're going to pick our winners. Okay, Colleen Bruce, you are winner number 1. Colleen, I know you, don't I? Hi, Colleen. All right, and we're going to pick another winner. She said, great course. Thank you, Colleen. And Angela Brown said, hey. A woman of few words. All right, so those are the winners. Thank you. Thank you so much for entering. And you guys can go ahead and congratulate them. All right, so let's do some Q&A here. Sherry said, pick me, I'm a geeky girl. Sherry, I wasn't looking at the comments here. It was the comment to the last video there. Yes, lots of congratulations, everybody. Oh, Angela's here. Congrats, Angela. Enjoy that class selective crystal formations. It was one of my most fun ones to create. Is Colleen here too? Everybody's congratulating you. Yes. Caroline said, I love the info about Siesta Key Beach. I've been there a couple of times and my winter home is near there. Yeah, and in my companion blog post below, I linked to this woman, Ava, who does yoga classes on Siesta Key. She's a really interesting person. She has her own YouTube channel. She gets into, about the quartz and why the beach is so special and really cool information there. Good stuff. Okay, what's the difference between clear and milky quartz? Okay, milky quartz and clear quartz aren't really very different. Milky quartz just it's been beat up a lot. So we could technically say that these 2 points here are milky quartz. They have a lot of inclusions, all right? A lot of veils in them. So the light can't get through. That just means that there's less clarity in it than like these, which you can almost see me through the crystal, right? So there really isn't much difference. I would say you could work with milky quartz is a little bit more gentle and less for working with for clarity. Okay, so something to keep in mind there. All right. Okay. Belinda said, yes, that's a master crystal. This one, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. This is not a master crystal, but it has some really pretty fairy dusting on it. That's what I call it. Can you see all those little glittery crystals on it there? Come on, camera, focus. There we go. It's, cameras don't do this stuff justice. You need to see it in real life. Caroline says, I need that cluster. Oh, what's a master crystal? Okay, Belinda, that takes a little time to go into. There are a few of them. Katrina Raphael wrote about them. I dive deep into them and all the different ways to use them in the Crystal Formations class elective. Okay. Amethyst Moon said, I've seen people selling clear rock crystals. How can you tell the difference between real quartz and whatever it is that these people are selling? If they say clear rock crystals, I would ask the seller, what is it? Is it glass? Is it quartz? If they didn't use the word quartz, I wonder, is it quartz? We've run into, unfortunately, a lot of like miners, wholesalers passing off glass as quartz. There are some geological tests, easy ones that you can do at home to see, to test between glass and quartz and see if it's one or the other. But I can't run down the different ways to do that here right now. I do have a class that teaches you, a class elective. It's called Crystal Savvy, so you don't get duped by fakes and things like that, where I go, it's a 3-workshop class elective where I go deep into the techniques on how to not get duped by the fakes. But I would straight up ask the seller, is this really quartz that you're selling here? Because it didn't say that. Okay, that makes sense, right? Cheryl, send you a ticket for what? Theo Dune, I hope I pronounced that correctly, said, can you identify a record keeper on a double terminated quartz? Absolutely. In fact, this one here has several record keepers. It's an anhydro you can tell by all this. Look at all the different quartz formation going on there. It's self-healed, on its way to becoming a double terminated, and it's anhydro. You can often have multiple different formations all encompassed in one crystal, okay? Okay, Andrea Kramer, 2 more questions, guys, okay? So rubies don't have true record keepers. It's sold usually that it has the record keepers. Yeah, people will call, okay, I don't know who the seller is that's selling it. A lot of times the miners, people who are more geologists, into geology, they get a hold of these metaphysical terms. They know it helps sell the specimen, so they'll tag it on to the description and they'll call them record keepers. But if you know the teachings behind record keepers, you know that they only exist on quartz. They do not exist on any other type of crystal. Some sellers don't know that, and they just tag it on there. They copy what other people are doing. Some know that full on well and do it anyway because they know it helps sell the crystal. So, and again, the same thing with a record keeper showing up on the shaft. They're not as common, but it can happen. It needs to be on the facet of the crystal, okay, to be a technical record keeper. And if you want to know more about the record keepers, there's a link to that in the companion blog post in the description box below. Say it with me. Okay, one more question here. Francis said, I see a lot of double terminated quartz advertised for sale, but they look polished to me. How do you get a naturally double terminated one? Okay, if they look polished, okay, I'm going to get one out here to show you in a second. If they look too good to be true, pass on it, okay? Go for a rougher one with more character. You'll know that it's real, okay? When they're absolutely perfect, and I don't really have clear quartz that's like cut and polished. All right, let me get this fluorite here to just demonstrate my point. Okay. This is obviously cut and polished, right? I mean, it's absolute perfection. You can see there's no dings. You can almost see a little rounding happening here. All right. Cut and polished. All right. Now, sometimes cut and polished, like in this case, comes in handy. For practical reasons, we want to use it. We want to work with a cut and polished piece. We need, like for instance, I needed a fluorite tower for a crystal grid. Okay, I wanted it to act as a receiver and transmitter at the same time. Fluorite doesn't naturally grow like this. Okay, it's actually, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? They actually, made it look like a clear quartz point because that's aesthetically pleasing for people. They like that. Okay, but what you're looking for is, the character, the imperfections, the raw, the roughness. And that's basically how There's some other things too that you learn about in my Crystal Savvy class elective, but that's like the quick way to determine. If you're saying it looks too perfect, too polished, it probably is, right? I mean, in life, that's just a good rule of thumb. All right, everybody. I'm going to take off. I hope you enjoyed this topic and as much as I did, because I certainly did. And I was going to say something else, but I don't remember what it was. So I'll just say crystal blessings to you all and have a great day. Bye.